All right, guys, the difference between a content amplifier and an influencer, and why you don't need to have some massive following in order to make a fuck ton of money from these brands. I think a lot of people, especially like a lot of people that want to get into the social media world, believe that you need to have a ton of fucking following. You need to be the next Charlie D'Amelio in order to actually receive big brand deals. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not the fucking case. I have generated I've made my first year as a content amplifier $225,000 with no experience, no following. Just I had a simple skill of understanding and learning how to capture attention through short form, which is a brand would send me out product. I would create a subsidiary account pages, basically a separate page for them. And then from there, I would basically post content in order for me to go viral and generate them sales. And then I would take a cut and on top of a retainer. So like, listen, brands don't care about influencers anymore simply because not every influencer is going to have a buying audience. Let's say, for instance, Charlie D'Amelio has an audience from a age demographic from 14 to maybe 18. And she signed a what, $400,000 brand deal with Dyson. Yeah, she'll promote it. She'll probably get a couple million views. But there's a very, 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 very tiny percentage of that her audience that would actually convert and buy the vacuum. Why that is because not everyone's going to have a buying audience. Just because you see someone with 1 million views doesn't mean they have a buying audience of 1 million views. A percentage of that could even probably not even be buying either. So like, why it's more important for brands to start hiring content amplifiers and why they do and why they pay content amplifiers just like myself, it's simple because when you're growing a page from scratch around something, it's going to be based around that. When you're growing a page as an influencer, the page is around you and your personality, not what you have to sell. Basically, so let's say, for instance, let me show you guys an example. So let's say for this case, let's say the case got sent out to me. Basically, the brands will pay me anywhere from 2 to 3K or 2 to 10K because my experience, I've been in this game for so long. They pay me 2 to 10K. I would create a separate page. They would send me out product. And then from there, I would get paid that base retainer on top of commission. Let's say I generate them $100,000 and I have 20% of that. I take 20K plus my 2 or 3K retainer. And why this is far more valuable because the page that I am building for them is solely around this case, what the case can, the benefits of it. It's a wallet case. This is why I can use it. Versus if you're doing it against another influencer posting it, it's going to be different because it's just the influencer showing like, hey, here's this case, blah, blah, blah. Versus the other page that's tailored to the brand, it's like, here's this case, here's what it does, here's the use of it, here's why you need one, blase, blase, blase. So you see the connection on why brands rather pay for that versus this, because it's kind of hit or miss on this end with the influencers versus as a content amplifier, it's not really a hit or miss because at the end of the day, when you go viral, you're building a community around this product, and rather it's a separate page or not, it doesn't matter. People are going to be aware and more known about the brand versus, oh, if Charlie D'Amelio posts another, another product-based video, they're gonna be like, oh, it's just one of those again. So people, and this is the thing, people, you don't need a following to do this at all. You're gonna reach out to a brand and basically say, hey, this is what I do. I help brands grow on TikTok. And honestly, look at their TikTok before you reach out, so that can become your leverage. That becomes your leverage now because it's like, yo, this guy actually took the time to come look at our TikTok and he says, hey, our TikTok sucks and here's how you can help. Boom, that's your pitch right there. If you don't have any work to show for, most of the time, most time, 9 times out of 10, you won't charge the upfront cost because you have nothing to show for. Offer them a commission deal. Commission is where the real money is made. Retainers pay the bills, commission buy the vacations. I made some of my biggest months through commission, 40, 50 grand, even 60 grand a month. So offer them a commission. You basically, sorry, my dog. Basically, you offer them a commission, and from there, you're basically go viral. Like, you should focus on that brand for the next 2 to 3 months, even just 1 to 2 months. I've seen some people come in my program and do, 20K the first month, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you you can do that. But the thing that separated him from other people was he posted every single day. So post every single day, test, and when you're able to find that winning angle, you just hammer down, and keep rinsing and repeating that for multiple brands. I don't recommend as a brand new creator to take on fucking 18 brands because you take on 18 brands, the quality is going to diminish and go down versus you take on 2 brands and you focus on them, you make them a fuck ton of money. It just plays out in the long term because LTV is everything. So remember that. But yeah, that's the difference between content amplifier and influencer and why you should become a content amplifier and not really focus on becoming an influencer, because an influencer, you're built up, your whole following is built up around you, not the product. Versus a content amplifier, your audience, your following is built up around the product, meaning people will buy it. So yeah, I talk fast. That was a yap session, like fucking on 0 to 10 real quick. But yeah, I do have a program, like I mentioned. I always say this: if you don't want to learn more about it, fine, watch my YouTube, I'll give you a free game. But if you do, very bullish on this program and what I do and everything I sell. I still do this to this day. I still make content, and yeah, I give you a guaranteed brand deal right off the bat because I'm so bullish with this model. So if you're interested, put it down below. If not, watch my YouTube, free game. And yeah, see you next video. Get the thumbnail. All right, peace.